Okay, the zeroth law of thermodynamics. If you see the picture, okay, if you see the in picture that is showing the cold drinks, okay, what you observe that why I purposefully put this image in front of you, what it indicates. Okay, I initially thought that the every system try to make its system in equilibrium. Okay, that is a thermal equilibrium. Okay, after a few times what will happen, the cold drink temperature is normal to that surrounding temperature because it dissipates heat. Okay, but we can't we going to define the temperature. What we define, how you define the temperature? Anyone? Definition of temperature? Temperature is what? Also write your answer in chat box, no issue. What is the definition of temperature? Okay, what is the definition of temperature? Anyone? Hmm? Intensity. Okay. Anyone? Another definition of temperature? Anyone? Okay. If you when I explain the Zeroth law, first you know the what is meant by temperature. Okay, the temperature is nothing but it is the degree of hotness or coldness. Okay, the degree of hotness or coldness. So the Zeroth law is the related with the temperature phenomena. So first we know the definition of temperature. It is degree of hotness or coldness. Okay, why it is called as the Zeroth law? Okay, we heard about the first law, second law. Then this law is called as a zeroth law. Okay, any idea? Anyone know this history behind this law? Why it is called as a zero? The history is quite interesting. Actually, the law was developed by the R.H. Fuller in 1931. Okay, and the first and second laws already existed at that time. So, however, during the development of first and second laws, the basics of postulates suggested by Fuller were assumed to be true without stating it so. Means that these laws stayed after the second law of thermodynamics. So, and this law is a basic law. Okay, this law is stated after second law. Okay, some scientists they are debate. We call this law as a third law, but the law is statement. If we see the statement now in further slides, this statement is very basic, and actually this fundamental by default used by the first and second law when during this experiment and during the observing this various experiment. Okay, so this law is basic law. So this law is called as the zeroth law. Accordingly, for the logical development of the subject of thermal science, it was thought appropriate to call the law proposed by the Fuller as the zeroth law of thermodynamics, so that it proceeds the first and second law. Okay, the statement now. The Zeroth law of thermodynamics states that if two systems are both in thermal equilibrium with a third system, then first two systems are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, what it indicates? Suppose there are three systems, system A, system B and system C. Okay, third system I assume that system is a C. Okay, if system C is thermal equilibrium with A, again I repeat, if system C is thermal equilibrium with A and same system C is thermal equilibrium with B, okay, then what we conclude that if system is equilibrium with A is and system C is also equilibrium with thermal B, system B, so I conclude that the system A and system B also in thermal equilibrium with each other. So zeroth law is very simple. We actually observe this law in day to day life. ओके, बट इफ यू ऑब्झर्व दॅट तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की अरे हा लॉ कसं काय झाला, हे तर आम्ही ऑब्झर्व करतोय. आता इफ यू स्टडीड द न्यूटन फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ मोशन, व्हॉट इज दॅट इंडिकेट्स इज सिम्पल लॉ. वेन ऑब्जेक्ट इन रेस्ट, okay, we can't move, okay, and the object in continuously motion, okay, still we can't stop them, the object is going to move and motion. This is the first law of motion, Newton first law of motion. Okay, we also will know the third law, every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Okay, we observe this phenomenon in day-to-day life, but we can't thought such a way that it is a law. Okay, and this is the laws based on these observations. So the zeroth law is very simple. I move further now. Okay, now we demonstrate this law here. Okay, zeroth law. If you see here, object 1. Okay, if you see object A, it is the any system. I am going to measure the temperature with the help of, suppose thermometer is the object C here. Okay, what it indicates, that figure is indicates that then object A temperature is around 225 degrees Celsius. Okay, something temperature indicates. Okay, when that same thermometer, that is object C, measuring the temperature of system B. Okay, what it, when both systems are becomes equilibrium, what it observed that the system B also temperature is around 225 degree Celsius. Okay, but we conclude that now the system C and system A both are thermal equilibrium with each other. Similarly, system C and system B both are thermal equilibrium with each other. So we conclude that now the system A and system B also in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, this is the simple law. This is a general observation. That is actually it is nothing but the thermal equilibrium. The concept of thermal equilibrium. The follower is the this law is drafted as a law. That is the zeroth law. This is the fundamental law. So it is for the previous said that for the logical development of this subject, this is called as a zeroth law. Okay, if you see this explanation, object C thermometer is placed in contact with the A until they achieve thermal equilibrium. The reading on C is recorded. Okay, object C is then placed in contact with the object B until they achieve the thermal equilibrium. The reading C is recorded again. If two readings are the same, A and B are also in thermal equilibrium. This simple law, hopes you everyone can understand this law, zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, we see the day-to-day life few examples and then move further the application of the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, the thermometer may be the most well-known example of the zeroth law in action. For example, if say the thermostat in your bedroom reads 67 degrees Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, this means that the thermostat is in thermal equilibrium with your bedroom or any room. Okay, I will measure the temperature of this room. Suppose now temperature is around 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, what it indicates? The thermometer temperature and the room temperature now both are in equilibrium with each other. Okay, what it indicates? Now the room is suppose system A, okay, and the thermometer is the system B. Okay, when I put the simple thermometer, that is the mercury in glass thermometer, we simple thermometer, you know that. Okay, that mercury in glass thermometer, when I kept in the room, after a few of time, what we observe? The thermometer temperature 28 degrees Celsius and also room temperature 28 degrees Celsius. So the conclusion is that both the temperature is now in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, similar to the above example, if you take a glass of ice water and glass of hot water and place them on the kitchen countertop for a few hours, they will eventually reach a thermal equilibrium with the room, with all three reaching the same temperature. Okay, similarly, if I put a glass of water, if we put a glass of ice Okay, and with the temperature I am going to measure. What you observe, after a few hours both the systems, the glass 1, glass B and the thermometer are in thermal equilibrium. They are the very day-to-day observations we are going to observe. This is the law of thermodynamics, that is the zeroth law of thermodynamics is relates with the thermal equilibrium. Okay, now the development of this basic fundamental law is going to observe. Okay, once minute. Okay, sorry for some background music is there, so I am going to stop there. Okay, am I audible now? Hello, am I audible? Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, these are the applications of Zeroth law of thermodynamics now. Okay, now move further. Okay, now what are the development in the Zeroth law? Okay, the Zeroth law is nothing but it is going to measure the temperatures. Okay, if you observe the various applications going to measure the temperatures, then you have in mind there one question becomes how to measure the temperature of the furnace. Okay, it's very possible to measure the thermometer with the help of thermometer, the temperature of the furnace. Okay, it's highly impossible. So the development is going on. Okay, I'm discussing few applications of this Zeroth law. Where if you see here, the one thermometer here. Okay, this is the mercury in glass thermometer. Okay, mercury in glass thermometer. We observe day-to-day life. This is very simple how it works. Okay, this in mercury now with the alcohol base. Okay, because take to read is very simple. जर मर्क्युरी घेतली तर ते तुम्हाला व्हिजनरी थोडा ऑब्झर्व होतो, डिफिकल्ट होतो ऑब्झर्व करायला तो कुठल्या लेवलपर्यंत आलाय. सो वी जनरली ऑब्झर्व नाव द अल्कोहोल बेस. Okay, how it works? The change in dimensions, that is expansion or contraction of material in the form of solid, liquid or gas. Okay, now it is the liquid base mercury in glass thermometer. When I suppose going to measure the temperature of something object A, okay, what happens? Suppose temperature around 35-40 degrees Celsius. Okay, when put in contact this thermometer in this contact, what happen? The alcohol or that mercury absorbing the temperature of that object. Okay, and this try to expand. Okay, when you try to expand, when that both systems are in thermal equilibrium. Okay, this is the change in dimensions according to expansion and contraction of material. Okay, some thermometer the gas filled. Okay, this if you see this thermometer bulb is contain gas. What happen when I am dip this gas thermometer? We're going to measure the temperature. What happen? The gas trying to expand. We know the property when it heats, the volume goes on increases. Okay, and that expansion of the gas. Okay, if you see there is one flexible tube. Okay, and which increase the pressure. Okay, if see here, this is the mercury. If we also observe in that fluid lab also in coming semester, there is when going to measure the temperatures, the pressure of the pitot tube or the venturimeter. Where some arrangement we like that we observe there. That gas exerting pressure. Okay, so there is a change in height initially and final height before and after. Okay, that change in height is calibrated according to that temperature. This is the gas thermometer. Okay, जर तुम्ही बघितलात हे आपल्या सिलेबसला ऍक्च्युअली नाही आहेत एज ए कन्स्ट्रक्शन वर्किंग डिटेलमध्ये, बट वी नो दॅट ॲप्लिकेशन्स ऑफ द झेरॉथ लॉ So I am going to explain here. Just I am going to just short idea about this component or these devices or these systems. Hope you now understood mercury in glass thermometer and the gas thermometer. Okay, and another is the bimetallic thermometer. These three thermometers under the principle are told that the changes in dimension, that is expansion and contraction of material. Okay, if you see the previous, there is expansion contraction takes place because of solid and liquid. Okay, solid and liquid and gas. Now in what is meant the solid, if we see here the very simple phenomena, they use two different metals. If you see here, जर तुम्ही तो ऑब्झर्व केलात की ते एक मेटल ए आहे आणि इथं बघितलं तर मेटल बी, असे दोन मेटल एकत्र ट्विस्ट केले जातात. ओके, तर गोइंग टू ट्विस्ट. ओके, व्हॉट हॅपन, आय एम गोइंग टू हीट, बट व्हाय दे टेकन टू डिफरंट मेटल्स? Because the two metals having coefficient of expansion is different. What is the coefficient of expansion in simple words? जर मला coefficient of expansion तुम्हाला सांगायचं असेल सोप्या भाषेमध्ये, जर मी त्याला हीट केलं तर तो एक्सपान्शन जे होणार आहे ही प्रॉपर्टी प्रत्येक मेटलची वेगवेगळी असणार आहे. एक मेटल असेल तो लो टेम्परेचरला एक्सपांड व्हायला बघेल, जो दुसरा मेटल असेल तो हाय टेम्परेचरला एक्सपांड व्हायला बघेल. मी असे दोन डिफरंट, एक मेटलची कोएफिशिएंट एक्सपान्शन कमी असेल आणि दुसऱ्याचा जास्त असेल, असे मेटल मी काय करणार, ट्विस्ट करणार आहे. ओके, आणि जिथं मला मेजर सपोज टेम्परेचर मेजर करायचं आहे तिथं मी हा त्याच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आणणार आहे. ओके, त्यामुळे काय होणार आहे, ज्याचा कोएफिशिएंट एक्सपान्शन कमी आहे तो काय व्हायला बघणार आहे, एक्सपांड व्हायला बघणार आहे, त्यामुळे हा शेप चेंज व्हायला बघणार आहे. ओके, अँड दॅट गोइंग टू शेप चेंज is trying to now rotate or bend the another metal, so we get some motion. त्या कोएफिशिएंट एक्सपान्शनच्या डिफरन्समुळे काय भेटणार आहे, मला त्या कॉइलला एक मोशन भेटणार आहे, एक ट्विस्ट भेटणार आहे. आणि हा जो ट्विस्ट आहे हा काय केला असतो, कॅलिब्रेट केला असतो लॅबमध्ये, की एका ट्विस्टचा टेम्परेचर किती, सेकंड जो पॉइंटर फिरला, हे पॉइंटर अँड दे ट्विस्टिंग मुवमेंट आर गोइंग टू कॅलिब्रेट इन द लॅब फर्स्ट. Okay, this is the, we are just going to understood the what are the principle behind them to measure the temperatures. So again I revise some liquid in glass thermometer, some I use the some principle for the gas to expand, I use the some metals coefficient of expansion differ to measure the temperature. These are the first principle we apply to measure the temperatures. We just get idea how it works on which principle, just simply at second year level only. Okay, because when we're going to third year there are separate subject, mechanical measurement. In that mechanical measurement we're going to study in deep also. I just going some idea because these are the applications of zeroth law. Okay, now they are the market and the trends going to change. Okay, now we use the RTD. Okay, this we've studied the basic thermometers having the temperature range is around 100 to 150 degrees Celsius. Okay, if the temperature is more than 150 degrees Celsius, now the change in technology, the principles. Okay, how it works, the change in electrical resistance. If you see the previous, these are the all are the mechanical base thermometers. Okay, now the electrical base thermometers, how it works, we see the change in electrical resistance of metal and semiconductors. Okay, if you see there, I am taking the example of RTD, resistance temperature detector. Okay, how it works, if we studied Weston bridge in basic electronics, I don't know, have you studied the Weston bridge circuit? Anyone, how it works, or the, if you anyone get idea how it works, the electrical base temperature? I am showing one diagram here, or also I told the principle also, the change in electrical resistance of metal. What to get idea from that principle, how it RTD works? Have you get any idea from that figure how it works? Okay, this is very simple phenomena. If we see here, this is a resistance 1. Suppose R1, I told that this is resistance 2, R2, and this is a resistance 3 having a fixed resistance. Okay, having a fixed resistance. Okay, and I'm going to use one RTD, the RTD resistance temperature detector. This is a one of metal, maybe platinum, maybe nickel, maybe copper. Okay, is act as a resistance in the circuit. Okay, and I am going to dip this metal is act as a resistance. Okay, what happened? I told that when we flow the current throughout this circuit, okay, before measuring the temperature, something resistance of that RTD, okay, and when I use one voltmeter, okay, what happened? Initially, suppose I am calibrated voltmeter as a 0. Okay, suppose there is at the across there is 1 voltmeter. Okay, before measuring the temperature set, the resistance across this bridge is 0. Okay, when we dip this RTD in the, we are going to measure the temperature. What happened? I told that the property of that material like the platinum, nickel, copper, when it comes in contact with the hot fluid or any substance, the resistance of that metal going to change. So what we calibrate now, the change in resistance is directly proportional to that measured temperature. Okay, I again repeat here. जो मला टेम्परेचर मेजर करायचं आहे, ओके, त्यामध्ये जो मी मटेरियल यूज करणार आहे ॲज अ RTD म्हणून, तो प्लॅटिनम असेल, निकेल असेल किंवा कॉपर असेल. ओके, सुरुवातीला मी काय करणार, टेम्परेचर मेजर करायच्या आधी ह्यातून एक करंट फ्लो आलाय, त्याचा रेजिस्टन्स काहीतरी असणार आहे. तो मी व्होल्टमीटर त्या अक्रॉस वेस्टर्न ब्रिजच्या अक्रॉस मी एक व्होल्टमीटर जोडलाय. तो काय करेल, तो रेजिस्टन्स 0 सेट करेल. आणि ज्यावेळी तो डीप करेल तर काय होणार आहे, ज्यावेळी तो टेम्परेचर कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये होईल त्या मेटलची प्रॉपर्टी चेंज होणार आहे, तर रेजिस्टन्स वाढेल. RTD हा पॉझिटिव्ह ग्राफ धरतात, कारण याचा कसं होतं, जेव्हा तो डीप करेल तर रेजिस्टन्स गोइंग टू इन्क्रीजेस. ओके, त्यामुळे काय होणार आहे, व्होल्टमीटर मधले व्हॅरिएशन दिसणार आहे, आणि हे व्हॅरिएशन काय केलं असतं, कॅलिब्रेट केलं असतं. दॅट इज द RTD, the simple principle, the change in electrical resistance on which it works, that is the resistance temperature detector. Now there is another principle, the thermoelectric EMF for two different metals and alloys joined together. आता हा काय कन्सेप्ट आहे बघा. ओके, थर्मोकपल काय कन्सेप्ट आहे बघा. इफ यू सी इन अ मार्केट देयर आर डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ थर्मोकपल्स, T type, J type, K type. Okay, I mention here the name of the metal, copper constant ton, iron constant ton. If you see the combination of that metal also, if possible, if you take also screenshot, I also already share the PDF of that PPT. You go through that. I also mentioned the range -250 to 400 degrees Celsius. Okay, these are the types. Okay, the types are classified according to metal we going to use. Okay, now thermocouple on which principle it works. ह्याच्यामध्ये काय केले, दोन डिफरंट मेटल घेतले, डिसिमिलर मेटल. इफ यू सी डिसिमिलर मेटल 1 अँड द डिसिमिलर मेटल 2. ओके, आणि त्याचे मी जंक्शन केले, त्या दोन तार घेतले मी, वायर घेतलं, मेटल घेतलं, आणि ते दोन्ही मी काय केले, ट्विस्ट केले. ओके, आणि जिथं मला टेम्परेचर मेजर करायचं आहे त्याला म्हणतो मी हॉट एंड. ओके, आणि दुसरा एंड आहे जो तुम्ही कुठल्या तरी मिली व्होल्टला अटॅच केलाय त्याला काय म्हणतात, कोल्ड एंड. ओके, दे ॲक्च्युअली टू वर्क्स ऑन प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ सिबेक इफेक्ट. याला काय म्हणतात, सिबेक इफेक्ट म्हणतात. सिबेकनं असं प्रूव्ह केलं की जर दोन मी डिसिमिलर मेटल घेतले ते कुठलेही चालत नाहीत, हे असे काही प्रॉपर मेटल आहेत, तेच मला तीच ही प्रॉपर्टी दाखवतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल कॉपर अँड कॉन्स्टंट टन. ओके, असे जर दोन डिसिमिलर मेटल मी घेतले, ते जंक्शन तयार केले, जिथं मला टेम्परेचर मेजर करायचं आहे त्या जंक्शनला तो मेजर केला, एक टेम्परेचर तिथं, एक जंक्शन तिथं नेला, आणि द सेकंड जंक्शन इज अटॅच टू दॅट मिली व्होल्ट, is act as a cold end. So Seebeck is observed that when two different metal and they form the junction, if one junction is keeping hot and another junction is keeping cold, what happen? The across that loop, the across that wire is produces EMF, electromotive force. So the working principle is that is category under classified is under a thermoelectric EMF for two different metals and alloys joined together. Okay, this is a Seebeck effect. If you see there's one animation here, this is the Seebeck effect. If we maintain one end hot and maintain cold end another, and the across that loop it may produces the across the loop. If I attach one millivolt, because the voltage developed is n millivolt. Okay, if you see there is a voltage developed in millivolt, and that millivolt maybe then amplify, and that calibration is carried out is directly proportional to that measured temperature. This is the simply working principle of the thermocouples. Now the last four type radiation type thermometers. Okay, if you see, I initially told that you have to measure the temperature of the furnace. Okay, its temperatures are around of 140 degrees Celsius, 1500. Okay, some cases around 2000 degrees Celsius also. Okay, such cases is very difficult. All are, if you see, all the previous thermometers are contact type thermometers. Okay, if you see all the thermometers, all are contact type. Okay, if you put in furnace is highly difficult. Okay, is also that your device system is also going to melt in that furnace. Okay, so it is the need. Then that how it works. Okay, it works on principle of a change in the intensity and color of emitted radiations. That is the radiation thermometer. Okay, how it works? Suppose there is a heated source. Okay, it emitting some radiations. It emits some radiation lights. Okay, and according to the intensity of radiation, okay, we're going to measure the intensity, and from that basis we measure the calibrate the temperature. That is the radiation thermometer. These are the non-conductive thermometer also. These all are the applications or the development of the Zeroth law further takes place here. Okay. Now we move further. Hope you now understood the thoroughly the Zeroth law. Okay, then there is one working principle behind them. Any one of the above, they form the mathematical relationship between the temperature T and the thermometric property X can be utilized to establish a temperature scale. Okay, we know the different types of equation we studied in the mathematics: the direct proportionality, linear relationship, quadratic relationship, or the polynomial relationship. Okay, I am going to study all the previous systems on which property or on which equation they correlate. Okay, these are the some basic fundamentals. I am going to just explain in short only here. Okay. Okay, now the very interesting experiment, that is the Joule's experiment and the first law of thermodynamics. Okay, before going to the move further, are you understood the Zeroth law? If anyone unmute yourself, just tell, and now we can move further. Okay, yeah, okay, then good. Joule's experiment, now we see move further. Joule's experiment and the first law of thermodynamics. Okay, if we see this corner, the actual experiment done by the Joule. Okay, you go through that figure, you observe the figure, what is the experiment. Anyone understood the experiment? What the experiment done by the Joule? If you also zoom your screen, mobile screen, okay, that slides are going to zoom also. Okay, if we see, observe what is the arrangement for this experiment. If we see here, the Joule performed a series of experiments showing that the mechanical work could raise the temperature of system. In one such experiment, a falling mass turns a paddle in an insulated beaker of water, producing an increase in temperature. ओके, पण तुम्हाला काय लक्षात आलं याच्यामध्ये, ज्यूलचा जो एक्सपेरिमेंट होता, ओके, व्हॉट इट डन, तुम्ही बघितला, हा एक इन्सुलेटेड टँक आहे ह्याच्यामध्ये. ओके, दिस इज द इन्सुलेटेड टँक, अँड दॅट इन्सुलेटेड टँक, ओके, त्यामध्ये काय केलंय, एका भांड्यामध्ये पाणी घेतले, दॅट वॉइंग नोइंग द मास ऑफ दॅट वॉटर. ओके, and such arrangement such as that, okay, there is one parallel wheel arrangement, okay, and that parallel wheel arrangement is attached to one rope with some mass, known mass is there. Okay, what happen when I fall this mass at certain height? Okay, initially I raise the mass and then going to fall down. Okay, what happened when I raise this mass? Okay, which kind of work is done on the system? Which kind of mass, which kind of work is done on the system? It is a potential work. Okay, if you raise the mass from the bottom, having certain height is there. Okay, if you see the observation, Joule's experiment, there is a scale. One scale is there. Okay, we also measure the scale at certain height, that we call as a Z. Mass is known. Then what kind of work is done on the system? mg, the change in Z, that is the, suppose I told you delta Z. Okay, the initial height may be 0, from we raise the bottom from bottom, so Z1 is a 0 and Z2 is something mass, certain height is there, Z2, suppose it is a 10 centimeter. Okay, so the 10 centimeter is the change in height. Then J is the acceleration due to gravity, is the standard 9.81, and mass we know that. So we can here calculate what is the work done on the system. Okay, what is the work done on the system? What happened now? That will now rotate. Okay, when the mass is fallen some certain height, okay, that paddle will going to rotate. Now what we observe? Anyone? What happened now when paddle will going to stir in the chamber of that water? What happened now about the water? Anyone? What we observe now? We're doing some experiment. What about temperature of that water? योगेश सांगता येईल तुला? The temperature of water. Aditya, Tejas 309. What about temperature? The temperature of, temperature of water is increases. Correct. The temperature of water is going to increases because when we this stirrer this paddle wheel, what happen? There is the frictional heat of that water molecules. Okay, when you stirrer, the water molecules stirrer, and that the collision of that water molecules each other, it increases the temperature of that chamber. Okay, initial temperature is measured before applying the work. There is initial temperature, suppose of that water T1 is around is 20 degrees Celsius, normal temperature around 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, after applying load, what we observe, the temperature is going to increase is around 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, what you observe now, this is going to increase in the water temperature is nothing but the increasing its internal energy of that water. Now the water is trying to absorbing the heat. Okay, and now heat is developed because of applying some work. Okay, the heat is developed because of we applying some mechanical work over the system. So here the Joules conclude that now what is the change in increasing internal energy of that water is calculated by now is mCV delta T. The change in energy or the heat produced in this water is now is calculated by the dq mCV delta T. Mass of water we known. Okay, CV of water is the standard specific heat of water at constant will be taken as a standard, and the change in temperature. Okay, so what we conclude that by this experiment लक्षात आलं सगळ्यांच्या. Please anyone explain this experiment, what we done by the Joule on the experiment. Okay, the only few students I observe remaining classes also, the only 4 to 5 students, okay, their involvement is there. Okay, it's very difficult, so remaining students also involve themselves, so you can understood, so can enjoy the concept. Okay, now tell me what is the experiment done by the Joule now. Okay, anyone? What is the experiment done by the Joule now? In simple words, what you understood, just tell in short. Experiment कसा carry out केला Joule and काय observe केला and which fundamental formula they are going to apply. Okay, Ankita. Okay, what the on the experiment? Okay, then okay, okay, then when we raise the mass, the temperature is going to increases. Then anyone? Okay, when we applying mechanical work, the temperature going to increases. Okay, म्हणजे जून मध्ये काय केलं, what we going to conclude, right? At the end of this experiment he conclude that the work and heat are mutually convertible into each other. Okay, what you observed that what kind of work is going to apply. Okay, taken a tremendous probability. I am going to also explain further slides. The experiment done cover the different probability. Okay, I am showing the simple experiment. Okay, here is going to convert different probability, changing the mass, changing the height, changing the quantity of water. Okay, so add the different probability when going to conduct the experiment, and the Joule conclude that the what amount of work we done we calculate is something value of there, suppose 10 Joule work is done on the system. Okay, and if we calculate the dq mCV delta T, why it is going to insulated? Because if insulation is not there, what happen, some heat is lost to the surrounding, so we can't get exact amount of heat developed inside the chamber, so the insulation is provided. Okay, the Joule is observed that what amount of work is done is equal to the what the heat produced in this system. So he conclude that the heat and work are mutually convertible into each other. This is the best experiment, or is the remarkable note he conclude from this experiment. The heat and work are mutually convertible into each other when there is a like condition, when the system undergone cyclic process. When the system undergone cyclic process, then and then it conclude that the heat and work are mutually convertible into each other. So and from this slide we calculate work done on the system, that is the potential work mg change in height delta Z, and what amount of heat is produced, that is the mcv delta T. Okay, when this formula becomes, I'm going to discuss in different slides, coming slides, that is the processes. This is the fundamental formula of heat generated, mcv delta T. Okay, so now the conclusion. Okay, there are different examples we also observe in day-to-day life. He concludes that work and heat are mutually convertible into each other when the system undergoes a cyclic process or cyclic integral. That circle is indicated the cyclic, and that sign integral, cyclic integral process. Okay, we observe some different examples. Rubbing your hands together warms up. Okay, what you observe here? Initially, they are both the same temperature, cold. Okay, where does the heat come from? Okay, initially both hands are cold. Okay, now we're going to application of this first law of thermodynamics in day-to-day life. The rubbing of your hands, okay, in the cold environment. Okay, now tell me where does the heat come from? The simple concept. Where the heat come from? Initially, both hands are the same temperature, cold. Okay, where does the heat come from now? Which kind of work we done on the hand? That is the muscle energy. Okay, that muscle energy is produces the work which increase that applying that muscle energy, and when rubbing the hand, what happen? The heat is produces. So also we conclude that when amount of work, that is muscle work, is converted into heat. So from this experiment we also observed, this is the Joule's experiment. The heat and work are mutually convertible. Okay, the second, mechanical work done by the system warmative. Okay, if you see the same experiment, if we are applying the mechanical work, it produces heat. Okay, in the third statement we see there now, the transfer of heat is equal to the transfer of kinetic energy from work, that is work, to the molecules of water is equal to the increase in its internal energy. Okay, so we conclude that what amount of internal energy is produced is the change. Which kind of change? Q minus W. Okay, this is the first slide, is very important. This is the very important statement. We conclude, we derive one equation. The change in internal energy is the difference between the Q and W. Okay, see, focus here. The Q minus W. The first law of thermodynamics, increase in internal energy of a system is equal to the amount of heat added minus work done by the system. Okay, generally we also remember the one thumb rule. Okay, in another way I am going to explain you how to remember. When you are supplying some heat to the system, okay, first what happened? The supplied heat is initially increasing its internal energy, okay, and then it's going to work done, that the change in work done. The same phenomena, we also remember such a way that no issue. If we remember this first law from ISO, no issue. The Q is equal to U plus W, the change in internal energy plus work done. Okay, that is the same formula. They simplified. Change in internal energy is nothing but Q on this side and W becomes minus. If we remember in such a way that, or also we remember in this form also, the supplied heat is always it first utilized for increasing its energy, internal energy, and work done. This is the first law, the statement of the first law of thermodynamics. Okay, there are the different methods that done by the Joule's. He changing the mass also. Okay, we changing the construction of that paddle wheel. Okay, the different kinds of arrangements also done by the joules. Okay, we see there is a experiment you observe in day to day life. Okay, for stirring. तुम्ही घरी बघत असणार आहे, जर तुम्हाला ताक वगैरे करतात तर आपण ते स्टरर करतोय. नथिंग बट इज अ जूल एक्सपेरिमेंट. ओके, व्हॉट हॅपन, दिस इज अ मेकॅनिकल वर्क. Okay, this is work done on the system. What happen, result in the heat is produced. Okay, now tell me the sign convention for this example. What is the sign convention? W and Q. Fast, quick. Also write in a chat box. Okay, the actually time is over for this today's session. Just write the what about the Q and W. Then we're going to conclude this session.